Hey, this is Steven, Gulf Coast Multifamily. Trying something new, wanting to do a newsletter. I've heard a lot of good things from other brokers that do it, and I didn't want to write something out that was just going to be forever long, so I thought I'd do some bullet points in an email, but then attach a video as well to kind of go over some of the things that I think are important to owners, managers, and investors of multifamily across the Gulf Coast. So real quick about me, if you don't know who I am, my name is Stephen Rowe. I'm a broker that works the Gulf Coast part of the country. So Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I've done stuff in Florida, Mississippi, Georgia, Alabama. Mobile is actually where I'm from, where I live now, but I cover a pretty large area, mostly 10 units and above, market rent, conventional apartments, not really any student, not too much in affordable, but the just normal old market rate apartments. And I think some of the interesting things that the owners and the managers and the investors that I deal with on a daily basis have seen is the amount of deals that they're seeing, but the lack of closings that we're actually seeing get across the finish line. And I talk to brokers about this too, because we are kind of dealing with the same thing. So in my pipeline right now, and I'm just a little nobody, not doing too terribly many deals, I have $100 million of property potentially for sale in my pipeline. Now, some of that's a couple of big things that I got from other colleagues in the industry that need help in Mobile, and since that's where I'm at and this is where I work on the Gulf Coast, they asked me to kind of put something together for them. But it's still a lot of inventory, a lot of stuff to be working on, and hopefully next year, 2024, all of us start to see more closings. As you probably have seen or heard, transactions in multifamily are down about 75% year over year. Now, it was working its way up over the last several years, but that's still a much further down year than what most of us are used to seeing. So that's the sales side of it, what people are seeing. Values are all over the place, so I'm not even going to comment on it because it's too much and too difficult to understand. But I think rent is the other thing that owners and investors are interested in hearing about outside of just sale prices. And I have seen rent continue to climb at 11% across most of the markets that I work. Like CoStar reported the other day, 3-star mid-level properties are having a higher demand than most of the other units out there, which in turn is reducing the amount of concessions and able to keep the owner's rent a little bit higher because they're getting that lease velocity. Because that's something that I think is left out in a lot of conversations. They're looking at what the rent is that they're getting, but they're not discussing what it took to get, what's the timeline it took to get those rent numbers, to get that dollar amount that they're needing. So I hope that you enjoyed that video. If you're watching this, I'd love your feedback. Please let me know what you think, or something you'd like to see me change, or just any comment, or something you'd love to see me talk about in the future. As always, if you got questions about multifamily on the Gulf Coast or anywhere else, I'd love to hear from you. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and talk soon.